is that if you profess one thing, your life has to align with it, or you're lying to yourself, and you lying to people around you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's an issue that we trying to address and fix in our communities, because we got a lot of that going around, to where people thinking, I can walk around here and just say, I believe in Jesus. Yup, he my guy. And then I'm finna go over here and hit the blunt. I'm finna go over here and get the hose. I'm finna go over here, shoot a couple dudes, whatever. And then they can live however they want, and God is okay with that. And it's not.
I don't think God would be mad at you for smoking a blunt.
Why not?
But,
why not?
Maybe the killing, maybe the stealing.
First reading. Why you say that?
I mean, I ain't read that in the Bible.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Watch this. First reading. 3:16.
We about the nation build, tired of single parent homes, tired of brothers getting killed. We be on the battlefield, cleaning up communities. One mind, one accord, all about the unity. Script cut your
when we say we believe in a God that exists, or the God of the Bible, it should be evident, in the things that we do. The way that we live, the way that we treat one another, like you said, the way you treat yourself, it should be evident and it should be able to be seen. But I think where sometimes we kind of fall apart, or we miss the mark, is like, what exactly should we be doing? How exactly should we be treating ourselves or treating other people that would show that? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to make it vague and broad and be like, yeah, treat myself right, treat other people right. Okay, but what's right? You see what I'm saying? We need it to be like, I almost think like ABC'd out, to where we can see, okay, this good, this good, this good. That ain't good, I shouldn't do that.
Well, when you accept God in your life, right already put in you.
What's interesting? The brother that was just here, he said the exact same thing. And I would agree to an extent. Like, majority of us, because we grew up, like, America, black people in America, the stats say that 80% of us are Christian here. So a lot of us, we grew up in Christian households, and by default, you have like some little inkling of what we would call Christian or biblical values, meaning, like, okay, I gotta have a certain level of respect for my parents. I ain't finna go crazy and I get smacked in the mouth or whatever, or I'm not finna go out here and steal from people, or kill this person, whatever. You kind of innately know I shouldn't be doing some of these things, right?
Yeah.
But I think what we see in our community today, that's a big problem, is some of us, we feel these things and we know it, but how we get it from just knowing it to actually application? Because we got it where my generation, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you, bro? 32. Okay, you're a little bit older than me. So my generation, I'm 28 right now. So my generation younger, I agree that some of them may know what the dealing, the killing, all that is wrong.
Okay.
But you look at their life, a lot of them is like, I know it's wrong, but I still do it anyway. I'm gonna do it anyway. That nigga said something about my kin, I gotta do something about it. This dude took something from me, I can't let other people look at me like I'm weak because I let him take something, I gotta do something to him. It's like, we know these things ain't right, but we still do whatever we want.
If he ain't accepting it, he don't know it's right. I say, right once you accept Christ in your life.
Okay, I'm with you. But if you ask these same people what God they believe in, or if they believe in Jesus, they're gonna say, yes. And all these killers, besides probably them Chicago dudes, they say they believe in Allah. You know what I'm saying? But all these killer dealers, you ask them, do they believe in God, believe in Jesus? They gonna say, yes. None of them gonna never say no. And that's kind of the point of why I asked you the first question about what does it mean to believe our faith, or what does it mean to how our faith is supposed to look? It's because people can do this all day long. And that's what we got going on amongst our people is, you ask anybody, they love God, they believe in God, they're gonna say what? Yes. But when you look at how they live, is it an example of that? No. And that's why he says this, read.
James 2:14. What doth it profit, my brother, though a man say he have faith and have not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be warned and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doth it profit?
So James even gives the analogy about what he mean by faith alone can that save you? Is that profitable for you? Because if somebody came up in need, they was like, man, I need clothes, I need food. You'd be like, oh, you do? Man, just get you some warmth and fill your belly up. You know what I'm saying?
Works don't save you either.
I agree. It's a combination of both is what's needed. Because, or this is the thing, one don't exist without the other. They are both one, they're intertwined. Meaning, your faith is displayed by what you do. And you agree with me because you just said, well, clearly if they killing and stealing, they haven't accepted Jesus. So what that mean? That mean when you acknowledge the faith that you have is acknowledged by what you do and how you live. What you do and how you live is a profession of your faith. They intertwine and they can't be separated. And that's the point that James is trying to make, is that if you profess one thing, your life has to align with it, or you're lying to yourself and you lying to people around you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's an issue that we trying to address and fix in our community, is because we got a lot of that going around, to where people thinking I can walk around here and just say I believe in Jesus. Yup, he my guy. And then I'm finna go up here and hit the blunt. I'm finna go over here and get the hose. I'm finna go over here, shoot a couple dudes, whatever. And then they can live however they want, and God is okay with that.
Right.
And it's not.
I don't think God would be mad at you for smoking a blunt.
Why not?
But
why not?
Maybe the killing, maybe the stealing.
First Corinthians. Why you say that?
I mean, I ain't read that in the Bible.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Watch this. 1 Corinthians 3:16.
Bring it up.
Because you've heard the saying about our body being a temple, right?
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting, how familiar are you with the Bible? A little bit.
So with it, I ain't no master in it or nothing like that.
No, it ain't no problem at all. Now, 1 Corinthians, yes sir. What about the Ten Commandments? That's a good question.
Am I familiar with the Ten Commandments?
Yes.
Yeah. Overall, yeah. I mean, I don't remember all 10 like that, but I know the main ones.
Okay. Because we're gonna read this, and I wanna read one of the Ten Commandments to kind of outline why we say the Lord doesn't want us to be lighting up blunts and putting the smoke in our body. Watch this.
1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?
Now, what's important about this is we hear this all the time, where people be like, yeah, man, your body supposed to be your temple, and this, that, and the third, you got to treat it right, whatever. But what's interesting is the people the person that's saying this and the culture they come from, before he said this, or even when he's saying this, they have a physical temple that's standing where they all go to worship God. Now, what's significant about that? What's significant about that is you gotta think about how them people treated that temple. Them people, like if you lay with your wife the night before, it's a time period you gotta wait before you can come to that temple. If you are sick, you ain't coming to that temple. If you got certain ailments or sicknesses, disabilities, if a woman on a menstrual, you're not coming to that temple. Why? Because they saw that place as a place where God dwelled, and it had to stay pure for God to dwell there. There's a certain level of purity that had to exist for God to dwell there. Otherwise, He's not going to dwell there. And people who approach that place is supposed to be holy and pure. If they impure, God will kill them. We read that in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
So when we think about the idea of a temple and God dwelling in that temple, we understand that it got to be what? Kept what? Pure, holy. Meaning, if our body's supposed to represent that today, that means we got to look at how the different ways in which we can defile this temple. It's the things that we do. It's some of the things that we put in it. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that may come out of us and manifest itself in the earth that we got to control and keep from happening. That can defile this body to where the Spirit of God can't dwell in it. Watch this. Watch what God say. What happens if we do defile this temple?
I gotta get up out of here though.
All right, I just want to read this to you, and then we'll let you go, bro. Read that. Go. 1 Corinthians 3:17.
1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 17. If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy.
Not only is this body supposed to be a temple, but he says anybody that defiles it, he said God gonna kill us.
Right.
And we gotta think about, like, what benefit or purpose do we have in smoking? Like, what are the effects that it has on our body when we smoke? Whether it's
Because I just recently stopped smoking. So.
See, you doing it for, you look like a healthy brother, bro. You take care of yourself. You know there ain't no health benefits that come from smoking at all.
But
It ain't.
I grew up around it, so I picked up the habit
And that's all it is.
Yeah.
Right? But if we, like you said, a part of your faith is how you treat what? Yourself. You gotta love yourself before you decide, I know how to love somebody else. You gotta love yourself.
That's why I stopped.
There we go. So you see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. If we say that we believe and we acknowledge, Christ, we have faith in him, and that needs to be shown in the way that we live, well, that love gotta start at home. And we gotta start working out. We gotta start caring about our diet. Because God gives us a diet on what he tells us we should be eating and what we shouldn't be eating. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
We gotta care about our diet. We gotta care about whether we putting things that are literally toxins in our body. Like it say on the package, like, look, you use this, you more likely gonna get cancer.
Right.
But yeah, it ain't no different than going to eat McDonald's either though.
I mean,
You got it's a whole thing.
now I can agree with you to an extent,
How?
right? The reason I say to an extent is because, again, when we thinking about things that are considered to be with the standard or against the standard that God lays down, that besides some of the stuff McDonald's got on his menu, you can't eat because God said you can't eat it.
The garbage
But-
is garbage.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying this is a matter of what's considered to be lawful by God and what's not. Right? Now, I would agree with you. McDonald's is a healthy hell no. Is a healthy hell no. Is a lot of these fast food places healthy? No.
Yeah.
But is it outlined in the law that we can't eat potatoes, like fries? No. Can you eat potato? Yes. Now, is it good for your health? Probably not. Right? Is it outlined in the law that you can't eat burgers? No. Or can you not eat cows? Yeah, you can eat cows. That's not against the law that God outlines as far as our diet. But should you probably eat that a lot because what they got going on, they putting in it or whatever? You probably should not. You see what I'm saying? Because it causes health issues, right?
Yeah.
But there is literally no benefit at all. Like even with because you can say even when you eat McDonald's, you're still getting protein, you're still getting carbs, you're still getting the things your body needs to live, right? Even though
You get no protein out of McDonald's.
you telling me the burger ain't got protein in it, that the beef don't got protein in it,
It's not real beef.
how you know?
You ain't never looked at that?
I did, but how can you tell from looking at it?
Cause
I'm saying how you can tell from looking at it.
I've eaten McDonald's before.
Me too. So how you know it ain't beef? You ain't been to,
Are you saying it's beef?
I don't know. But my conscience telling me it's beef because they say it's beef.
But I don't just do so because people say it.
No. I'm saying.
It don't taste the same as a pack of ground beef.
What do you eat?
I eat ground beef.
How do you know that's beef?
Right.
See what I'm saying? We can do like hey, I agree. He said there's certain reports that some ground beef is 3D printed. So I'm saying if we want to have this standard, it gotta be universal across everything we eat. We can't just pick and choose. Be like, oh, well they got fake stuff. Well, how you know anything real? You got a certain level of trust to the people that's putting out there. At the end of the day, everybody has a certain level of trust because why? You ain't got cows at your backyard that you slaughtering, that you killing and processing yourself. So there's a certain level of trust there.
Right.
So what we talking about here? What's the moral of the story?
The moral of the story is bro, that we descend from, when you read the Bible, and you read about the names of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, Jeremiah, these are people that we literally descend from in our blood. And these people got a culture that they lived by, and that's how they worship their God, because God gave them rules to follow. Us as a demographic of people, of being the descendants of those people, we need to follow that culture. We need to come back to that culture.
I agree with everything you said. Some days I feel like Paul. I try to do right all the time, but I fall short. One thing I learned, I ain't gonna never be as perfect as the Bible wants me to be. That is just a guideline on how I should think. I should want to be like that.
But should we strive to be as perfect? There we go.
That's what I'm saying. Strive to do it, but the reality of it is it would never happen.
I mean, I'll say it depends on how you define it perfect. Because the way we define perfect today is not necessarily how the Bible defines perfect.
But what I'm trying to say is, I'm gonna sin. Unknowingly or knowing. If a woman walk by right now, my thoughts,
but can you
just that fast.
But can you control it?
Huh?
Can you control that?
I don't think you can?
Why not?
So don't none of y'all see something or have a thought or sense of thought?
Yes. Yes. But let's read that Job 30. Yes, we do. But I'm saying, but we're actively putting forth conscious effort to control that.
I know, but
See what I'm
this
saying?
is not going to stop it from happening. See what I'm saying?
Yep. 30 and maybe 1.
31.
Yes. That's it.
Yeah.
31.
Job chapter 30 and verse 1.
31 and 1, I think. 31 and 1?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, read it.
Job chapter 30, 31 and verse 1. I made a covenant with mine eyes. Why then should I think upon a maid?
Bro, it's take conscious effort. You don't think, like, it's plenty of beautiful women that are outside or whatever. But it's like when we notice these things, what we gotta do, you gotta consciously put forth effort. I'm not finna stare at the sister. I'm not finna allow those thoughts to continue to be in my mind. Now what I think is your idea of as soon as the thought pops up, immediately sin. That ain't.
That's pretty much the reality.
No.
I mean, you don't mean you have to dwell on that thought, but at that point, it's already happened.
No, I'm saying that's not. When we read about what the Bible outlines as sin and not sin, the thoughts, they're going to be there, and that's what, like you said earlier, Paul described. But the issue is do you allow those thoughts to become reality? And that's when it's a problem.
Stay in it.
You see what I'm saying? That's where the sin comes in. But you're gonna have thoughts that you're gonna have to deal with your entire life. But are you gonna let it manifest itself in reality? That's where the sin comes into play. But I'm saying that when you allow those thoughts to sit there, that's when it does manifest in real life. But if you actively trying to control it, you kind of help prevent yourself from going in that direction. Because if I'm sitting here, I dislike a dude, and every day I'm just sitting there talking about, man, I just hate this nigga, bro. I want to do something to him, I think about this every day. Eventually, when I see him, that might happen. Because you're sitting there dwelling on him. But if the thought pop up and you be like, man, I hate this, you're like, know what, the Bible say, I can't hate my brother. Let me fix that. Whatever we got going on, it ain't even that deep. It ain't even worth that. If anything, let me fix the issue that we got. Let's try to have a conversation and get over that. You just prevented a lot of sin from possibly taking place by doing that.
I agree 100% on everything you just said.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying that we as a collective gotta individually have that working in our life, like on a day-to-day basis. Like that's you said, what was the message? We all need to come back to God and do what He said.
That's right.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.